Good afternoon, everyone. If there's an empty seat beside you, please start squeezing in as we're getting pretty packed in here. Again, if there's an empty seat beside you, please start to squeeze in. We'll be starting in a few minutes. Thank you. Also, if you all could physically begin to take your seats instead of standing, again, we'll be starting the ceremony in a few minutes. Again, please physically begin to take your seats. Thank you. One more announcement. If you all could please refrain from trying to cross the aisles, as well as if you are trying to save seats, please start placing your purses and personal belongings under your seats. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for attending the African American Farewell Celebration. Please rise as we welcome the graduating class of 2018. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zach Burton, and I'm the current president of the National Pan Atlantic Council. Let me please take a moment to give you some history about our celebration today. In 1992, the African American Farewell Celebration was created to observe the scholastic achievements of African and African American students, as well as to celebrate their current and future successes. Regardless of the struggles and obstacles that they have faced while enrolled, all of these graduates have persevered in obtaining their respective educational and professional degrees and credentials. Each year, the Farewell Celebration also incorporates the tradition of our annual African American Heritage Festival. This year, we celebrated our 40th festival and used the theme Urizi. It's the Swahili word for legacy. As we stand today to welcome the graduating class of 2018, preceding the class, we have members of all the recognized NPAC fraternities and sororities at Ohio State who will be offering a flag in honor of their respective organizations. Please welcome Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you, and please be seated.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 26th Annual African American Farewell Celebration. Before we begin, can everybody please be seated and help us fill in the seats? We really greatly appreciate it. All right, before the show goes on, my name is Jonathan Tassig, and it is my pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for this year's African American Farewell Celebration.
And I am Kamaria Thomas, and it is my pleasure to serve, thank you, as your Mistress of Ceremonies this year. We are so happy to have you all here today with us, and at this time, we ask that you please rise for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner led by Michaela Barker. Following that, Caroline Bennett will sing the Black National Anthem. Please note that all the doors will remain closed for the duration of both anthems, and the lyrics are noted in the first and second pages of your program booklets.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb's
Praise the Lord, everybody. Ooh, oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, oh, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Oh, sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Oh, facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory. Let us march on till victory. Let us march on till victory. Yeah. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Turn me around. Oh, turn me around, 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 around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. You ought to keep on walking, keep on marching, marching on a freedom line. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around, around, around. Ain't gonna let no, 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 nobody turn me around. You ought to keep on walking, keep on praying, keep on slaying, keep on doing, keep on living, keep on trusting. Oh, till victory is won. Till victory, till victory, yeah. Till this degree, till your finances, till your loans and debts are free, till victory, yeah, is won. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Till victory, till victory, yeah. God's been good, y'all. God's been real good, y'all. God's been real good. No, he's been better than good. Some of us really shouldn't be here right now, but he's been better than good. He's been better than good. Some of us are here for folks who couldn't make it. God's been better than good. My Lord. They say where 2 or 3 are gathered. Where 2 or 3 are gathered. All right. All right. All right. All right.
You gotta say something about that.
Hey, thank you, Caroline. That was beautiful. Again, welcome, graduating class of 2018, family, friends, and esteemed guests. Before we continue, we want to recognize everybody that made this possible, the university officials that are seated on the dais, as well as other special guests and program participants. So I'm going to ask you to hold your applause until I introduce all dais members. Dr. Michael V. Drake, 15th President of the Ohio State University. Dr. Javon Adam Gaston, Senior Vice President for Student Life. Dr. James Moore, Vice Provost and Chief Diversity Officer. The Honorable Kimberly Cockcroft, a judge for the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas and also OSU alum, class of 2000. Dr. DeAndre Mall, Assistant Vice President for the Office of Student Life and Dean of Students. Dr. Todd Suddeth, Executive Director of the Student Life Multicultural Center. And Dr. Simone Drake, Chair for the Department of African American and African Studies. Now, we can't forget about our graduating students this afternoon who will be speaking throughout the program. Again, please hold your applause until all introductions. We have my dear friends, Joe Ingram III, Leroy Rixey, Brooklyn McDaniels, and Michaela Barker. So we all recognize that it takes a village to raise one. So at this time, we invite all faculty and staff who made this possible, who paved the way for all of us to receive our education. So if you're in here right now, can you please stand and let's applaud them.
And it is my great honor and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael V. Drake, our institution's 15th president, to the stage. Prior to his arrival to Ohio State, Dr. Drake served as Chancellor of the University of California, Irvine. He also served as a distinguished professor of ophthalmology and education. Throughout his distinguished career, President Drake has been an administrative leader, educator, and physician scientist, conducting clinical research on glaucoma and maintaining an active surgical practice. He has written scores of scholarly articles and chapters, and his 5th textbook was published in 2009. Without further ado, please welcome President Drake to the stage.
Thank you very much. OH? No. OH? Better. Great to see everyone here today. This is always a special time of year for our campus when we take a moment to recognize the years of work, the sacrifice and effort that our students have put into educating themselves to be better and stronger people and citizens. And we also take a time to welcome and to thank and congratulate and to commune with the families who've done so much to support our graduates. And I'll say there are multiple ceremonies that we have today. And then a large ceremony tomorrow, which I hope all of you are able to attend. I certainly encourage you to attend it. It's a special time to have 65,000 people in the shoe to celebrate our graduating class. But let me say that this particular gathering is always one that is very special to me because of the warmth and the love and the support and the history that fills our hall this afternoon with all of the families that are here. And so if we can just start at the beginning and give a round of applause to all of the families who've come to celebrate really is a wonderful thing. I mentioned yesterday that, that tomorrow we're going to have 65,000 people in the SHU. We'll have about 11,750 graduates, so they're a great number. I will say, though, within that number, there are groups of graduates who I want to focus special attention on, and there are people here today that I want to focus special attention on. And again, I'll ask you for a round of applause. That there are many people here who are multiple generation Buckeyes. They have parents and in some cases grandparents. I know tomorrow at least one person is a fourth generation Buckeye. That's a fun thing. We like it that people care enough about our institution to make it a family tradition to send succeeding generations to us. But I want to spend a moment now and focus on people who are the first in their family to graduate from the Ohio State and the first to graduate from any university. And a round of applause. To be honest, those are the real pioneers and something we really wish to celebrate. You know, we think of education as a bridge for a person to move forward and to take a step into a life of greater opportunity. And what we see is that when someone crosses that bridge, they have greater opportunities for themselves. It resonates. We can measure this back in people we know or in our own lives. But we also see that this works for generations. They take that step and move across, and then their family follows them across that bridge for the generations. And it's such a thrill that tomorrow we'll have about 1,700 people who are crossing that bridge for the first time that anyone in their family has done that. And that's just a wonderful part of what we're doing, and we care about it so very much. I was thinking this moment we were hearing we have a wonderful class of students who have come from all over the country and from different parts of the world, going off to do all kinds of things. Some will stay here in Columbus, others will return to other parts of this country, others will go overseas. And what I'm thinking about a lot is some students who I met with about 2 weeks ago. We had a group of students who were returning to campus. They were here in 1968, and they're returning now that it's 50 years later, 2018. And they had challenges in 1968, particularly in the spring of 1968. And they were coming back to reflect on what had happened in the half century between the time that they staged the protest, between the time that they were sanctioned by the campus, between the time that some of them left the campus never to return, and now, what had happened during that time. And I will say that first we had a wonderful conversation, and I was very pleased to have them join me for a morning. The welcome they received, I will say, in my office was a little different than the welcome that they got in the office of the leadership in 1968, but don't think too much about that. What was really terrific is we could talk about those things that they had done in their lives to make the world a better place, about the struggles that they had pushed forward, and the things they had done to try to create opportunity really for the people who are sitting here before us today. And what I want to say to you who are graduating tomorrow, first, how proud, thrilled really we are of your achievements, how excited we are about what you're going to do in the future. But I want you all to think, if you came back here 50 years from now, that would be 2068. Like the students who did, you moaned, I heard. Let me say, it goes faster than you think, young lady. But I will say that there's people who came back after 50 years and thought about what they had done and how they'd worked to make a better place. My wish for all of you is that you'll be able to come back to this campus, your campus, 50 years from now, and think carefully and with great pride upon the things that you gained when you were here, and how you've been able to apply those things to your lives, to your families, to your community, and to our broader world to make it a better place, so that you would be proud when you came back and were welcomed by the people who are the leaders of this university in 50 years. Many of you, I'm sure, will be here in those positions or other places in similar positions, but it was a great lesson and reminder for me that our days are long, but the years are short. And we get there awfully quickly, and we want to be able to reflect back on those times and see how things have changed. Let me say then, finally, we have a wonderful group of speakers who are going to be spending the afternoon with you. This is a time of great joy for us as a university. It gives us a great pride to be a part of your lives and a part of this transition. I want to thank you so much for your time and attention. Heartfelt congratulations for you all today. I look forward very much to seeing you tomorrow. Go Bucks, and congratulations again. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Drake. We will now like to invite to the podium Dr. Javon Adam Gaston. Dr. J, as she is affectionately known, serves as the Senior Vice President for Student Life. Dr. J represents student life in the university's senior administration and provides leadership on issues affecting students. If there was one administrator that was guaranteed to be at an event, it would be Dr. J. Please join me in welcoming Dr. J.
Good afternoon, all. Graduates, family, friends, faculty, and colleagues, we are so very happy to have you with us today. I want to say thank you to both our undergraduate student, Michaela Barker, graduating in public health, for her really beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's give her another round of applause. Beautiful. And to our graduate student, Caroline Bennett, graduating in Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies, for her rendition of what we often call the Black National Anthem, the Lift Every Voice and Sing. Let's have a round of applause for her also. They are both very, very difficult songs to sing, and to get them done so well, we are so proud of you, as we are proud of every one of our graduates today. On behalf of The Ohio State University and the Office of Student Life, let me first say congratulations to each of you, talented, phenomenal students, as you join the ranks of OSU alum tomorrow. I look out among your faces and I remember you, many, many of you, when you first came to this university. And I am so proud of the work that you have done to be successful, to push yourselves. The accomplishments are many, and your potential as you step out into the world is even greater. What you are going to do to change this world is unparalleled. To say that I'm proud of you is an understatement. You've run the race, and tomorrow the fruits of your labor will blossom. There are many firsts among you, as some of you will become the first college graduate in your family, as President Drake reminded us. Some of you will move on to become the first teacher, doctor, lawyer, businessman or woman, banker, criminologist, and the list goes on in your family. And some of you will become the second, third, fourth generation of graduates, and we are proud of that. Many of you have already taken your journey one step further, and you will earn your graduate degree tomorrow. Whatever your narrative, please know that I am glad you chose to be with us at The Ohio State University to help write your chapter of your story. We know that you don't do this alone. None of us do. Your success is reflective of the commitment of family, friends, mentors, and elders. And I thank each of the family and friends, those supporters who helped you through this journey. I thank you tonight for whatever role you played in helping our students through their college journey. This year's celebration is also a tribute to each of you, and we thank you for believing in the class of 2018. Please give yourselves a round of applause. As a mother of a recently graduated OSU student, I guarantee you deserve that applause. Every year I attend award ceremonies, events, and symposiums that highlight the successes of OSU students, and each time I am truly humbled by the level of talent that we have among our students. Our students have served as resident assistants, tutors, coaches, managers, organization presidents, caregivers, volunteers, athletes, and in numerous leadership roles that have resulted in the development of transferable skills and lifelong education that will extend far into the future. In fact, I'd like to highlight just a few of the future plans of our graduates. Candace Cooper, who is the first African American student to graduate from the OSU College of Social Work with research distinction. The first. Who will also graduate cum laude and will pursue her master's degree in social work here as well. She then plans to transition into the field and continue to serve just as she has throughout the duration of her undergraduate career. Candace, can you just wave? Grace Azanabor has exemplified hashtag Black Girl Magic. Grace, where are you? Grace? Yes, yes. Oh, there you are, right there. As an athlete, sorority member, president of African Youth League, and so much more, she will join Deloitte Consulting next month, and that's after graduating tomorrow with a 3.84 GPA. Leroy Rixey, is Leroy back here? Wave, Leroy. Is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, a student leader, and has been admitted and will join the 2018 incoming Moritz College of Law students as he pursues his Juris Doctorate. And talking about legacies, we have many here today, including Dr. Mariana Brooks. Dr. Mariana Brooks? Dr. Brooks? Who will join her mother as she earns her Doctor of Dental Science degree as a second-generation graduate. Talk about iron sharpening iron. The list of future paths for this year's class goes on and on. I could name all of you and the great achievements that you've made. I know it will take the best and brightest minds of your generation to make our world a better place. And I am confident in the ability of each of you to be catalysts for positive change and growth, because you've already shown that here at the university. You're headed into a variety of exciting directions, and after reading your bios, I'm certain of one thing: for all of you, the best is yet to come. Job well done. There is so much work to be done, and you will do that work. We will be championing you as you move forward in victory. As I always say, you are the best and the brightest, and our future is brighter because of you. Congratulations to the Ohio State University class of 2018.
Let's give a giant thank you to Dr. J and another round of applause for the students she mentioned. So we would like to acknowledge that the African American Farewell Celebration draws upon the strong relationship between the Office of Student Life and the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Within ODI, the Frank W. Hale Jr. Black Cultural Center has remained a committed partner in this fantastic endeavor. I would now like to introduce Dr. James Moore to the podium, who serves as the Vice Provost for the Office of Diversity and Inclusion and the Chief Diversity Officer.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion and its fabulous staff, I bring warm greetings and salutations. Today is a significant event where we celebrate our graduates for achieving a major milestone in their lives. Completing their education is an accomplishment that no one can ever take away from you. Among our many graduates, there are some who are the first, and some who are the second, and some who are the third, and some who say, I won't be the last. Those of you who have gathered here today are probably familiar with the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, one of the nation's oldest Office of Diversity and Inclusion. In 2020, we will be 50 years when this university turns 150, a third of the time this office have been in existence and have played a significant and major role in the lives of individuals that we see today. The Office of Diversity and Inclusion is housed in Hale Hall, a building named after the former Vice Provost, Dr. Frank W. Hale Jr., who many around the country refer as the father of diversity and inclusion in higher education. Dr. Hale had a vision. He was a visionary leader in ways that transcended higher education. He had a vision that young people like yourself would have opportunities that exceed the opportunities that he had for himself. In the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, similar to Dr. Hale and many former vice provosts that followed him, we believe that our scholars have the ability to change the world. Ensuring the success of individuals like yourself is one of the primary thrusts of our work. We assist, coach, we encourage, bridge, support, and guide to help our students not only aspire for excellence, but also to achieve excellence. Here at The Ohio State University, we have a rich traditions of achieving extraordinary things. Graduates, you build on these traditions and the expectations that come along with them. We expect you to excel in your chosen profession, to be leaders in the workplace, community, and beyond. Equally as important, we expect you to extend yourself by offering your time, sharing your talent or expertise, and even writing checks for great causes in the communities where you came from. Your name is forever engraved in the annals of Ohio State University. You walked hollow grounds of this fine institution, like many prior graduates, like the late Honorable Lillian W. Burke, who was the Ohio's first black woman judge, like the late Jesse Owens, arguably the greatest Olympian who ever lived, the late Dr. Arthur Lawrence, who was the first African-American graduate for the College of Pharmacy, Archie Griffin, the only two-time recipient of the highly coveted Heisman Award given to the nation's top college football player, as well as the Dr. William Picard, one of the nation's top African-American businessmen, who was one of the first owners of McDonald's. They all dwelled on this space called The Ohio State University. Of course, there are many other names that I could name, but I just wanted to give you a small sample size of the expectations. We expect you to do so good that good becomes better and better becomes best. We hope that all our scholars have experienced great support from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion through its scholarships, tutoring, success coaching, mentoring, co-curricular programs, as well as the academic enrichment service. Let's do a quick roll call. Do we have any young scholars in the house, if you would? Do we have any participants from the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Program in the house? All right, all right. Do we have any moral scholars in the house? Do we have any young brothers from the Bell National Resource Center in the house? Our mission in ODI is simple. It's simple. It is to help students face down challenges, realize their potential, and meet their goals. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your existential journey. I also want to thank you all of the friends and family who are here today. I would be remiss if I didn't. The family, graduates, let's give our parents, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our fake cousins. Let's give them all a round of applause. I close on this. Arguably one of the greatest educators in the 20th century is Dr. Benjamin E. Mays, and he summons graduates at the time when he was at Morehouse. He says, whatever you do it so good that no man or woman, dead, alive, or yet to be born, can do it better. That's the level of excellence we want you to strive for. Thank you. Go Bucks.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. It's always important to learn history and learn where our traditions came from. The founding organizations for the African American Farewell Celebration was the National Pan-Atlantic Council, which continues to serve as the foundation and backbone for this ceremony. I would now like to invite Joseph, Joe Ingram III to bring brief remarks on behalf of the National Pan-Atlantic Council.
As we acknowledge our current graduates, President Drake, administrators, as well as family members and friends, it's important for us to pay homage to those who have paved the way for us to be here today. Please welcome representatives of the National Pan-Atlantic Council to lead libations. Greetings in Hotep. My name is Joe Ingram III, an early and middle childhood studies major, and I'm a representative of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated Kappa Chapter. I must first apologize for the tardiness of the presentation. Libations are normally done at the beginning of the program. However, because of some unforeseen circumstances, we had to move it to within the program. Howbeit, the libation ceremony is very important to our celebration, and we could not leave it out of the program. To my community, I am sincerely apologize. Libations is the process of pouring and giving sacrifice to form a connection with this world and the spiritual realm. Young people do not normally pour libations in the presence of elders unless their youthful energy is identified as a necessity in a particular ritual or ceremony, and in this instance, it has been identified. Pouring libations is simply a way of confirming and reminding ourselves of the relationship we have with the vast universe and its creators in all its forms. Some people pour libations using water, beer, liquor, or wine. The choice is up to the pourer and the situation in which she or he is pouring. The idea of the libations is a sacrifice, and when they are poured, you must be giving something of value. In some situations, libations are given in a form of solids. Libations are very serious because when we do them, we invite the universal spirit, to be active in a room. We must first realize that this spirit is always present. And when we consciously call it into our presence, it is an opportunity to bless ourselves and others. The first thing that needs to happen in a room where libations are being poured is the ritual leader should ask for permission of the elders in the room. This helps bring the seriousness that is needed for the ritual in play. To the elders in the room, may I have permission to pour libations? Thank you. Permission has been granted.
Greetings in Hotep. My name is Sterling Clemones, and I'm a public policy analysis major representing Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Hey, y'all. Libation in the African tradition is a way to pay respect to the past, present, and look toward the future. We will use water as a form of libation as we pay respect to the north, south, east, and west. We pay respect to our elders and our future generations to come. When we pour water, you will respond by saying, Ashe, which means, in the African culture, the energy of creation. Ashe, in this instance, means power to make it happen. We will hold the cup up as we collectively say, Ashe. The water will represent the foundation for how we live, and the plant will represent the life that continues to flow. As a collective, and on behalf of the National Pan-Atlantic Council at The Ohio State University, we will have the spirit of a representative from selective organizations on campus to pour our libations. They are Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. An African proverb tells us that people who lack the knowledge of their past are like a tree without roots. So in the spirit of remembrance, we pour this libation. Ashe. We pour libation for our esteemed ancestors who laid the foundation for human civilization and who provided the wisdom by which we live and the models by which we live our lives. Ashe. We pour to honor the past so that we may learn from it. Ashe. We pour to honor the importance of family. Ashe. We raise our cup toward the heavens to show our reverence for the original source of our lives. Ashe. We use cool water to freshen the road our ancestors traveled to be here with us today. Ashe.
Greetings and Hotep. My name is Noelle Thompson, and I am a neuroscience major representing Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Theta Chapter. We use cool water as a symbol of the continuity of life to purify and to nourish our souls. Ashe. We pour to celebrate the coming together of the graduates, families, and friends. Ashe. It is said that through others, we are somebody. We broaden our family circle, remember our heritage, and recall those who gave us life. We call upon our ancestors, our mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers, our fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers, uncles, aunts, and cousins, the foundations of our families immortalized in our thoughts. We call upon our elders, whose wisdom we seek in all endeavors, our friends whom we are blessed to have in our lives, and our parents who guided us along the road of adulthood. We call upon family who have passed over and could not be here today. We ask that they be with us in our thoughts. We wish everyone to leave more blessed than when they came, as we wish much success to these graduates today. Ashe. As a collective, with your blessing, it is done. Amen.
Thank you to all of our organizations and our representatives from the various African American organizations. My name is Michaela Barker, and I am pleased to welcome our next guest. We have reached the part in the program where we are able to learn and hear from a distinguished individual who can share her knowledge and inspire us, the Honorable Kimberly Cocroft. Kimberly Cocroft was appointed judge for the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas on February 24, 2009 by Governor Ted Strickland. Prior to her appointment as judge, she served as deputy legal counsel for Governor Strickland and was responsible for coordinating litigation matters with the chief legal counsels at Ohio's 26 executive agencies, drafting executive orders and directives, and managing legal representation on behalf of Governor Strickland. Judge Cocroft also served as a law clerk for Justice Alice Roby Resnick at the Supreme Court of Ohio. After completing her service, she spent several years in private law practice, specializing in business and employment litigation. Judge Cocroft is a lifelong member of Tridestone Missionary Baptist Church and serves on several ministries, including the Education Ministry, several choirs, and the Trustees Board. She is also an active member of her community through her service as a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. In addition, Judge Cocroft also serves on several boards, including, but not limited to, the Harmony Project, Franklin County Justice and Planning Board, the Alvis Board of Trustees, and the Augusta Foundation. Judge Cocroft is a proud Buckeye and a 1995 and 1997 graduate of The Ohio State University with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a Master of Arts in Sports Management, respectively. She is also a 2000 graduate of the Moritz College of Law at The Ohio State University. Everyone, please welcome our 2018 African American Farewell Celebration keynote speaker, the Honorable Judge Cocroft.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. OH. OH. Let me thank you for the opportunity to join you on this afternoon. I am delighted to be here. To Dr. Drake, to Dr. Adams-Gaston, to Dr. Moore, let me thank you for the gracious way in which you welcome me back to campus on today. There are a few people I want to acknowledge before I begin my remarks. First, I want to acknowledge the National Panhellenic Council, the Frank W. Hale Jr. Black Cultural Center, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the Office of Student Life, and the Student Life Multicultural Center for your collective diligence in recognizing annually students of African descent who have achieved greatly and matriculated successfully from this amazing institution of higher learning. I also want to thank Mr. Quante Taylor, who extended the invitation to me to be the speaker on today. I know there are so many who could have been selected, but I am delighted, Mr. Taylor, that you chose me. And I also want to acknowledge all of the members of the Divine Nine, but particularly my sorority sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Theta Chapter, who are a part of the class of 2018. I want to congratulate all of you on today. Clap for yourselves, graduates. This is a happy time. I am delighted to be here with all of you as you stand on the precipice of one of the greatest accomplishments of your life journeys. When I was invited to share in this momentous occasion, I was informed that I had 15 minutes to wax philosophically on the theme for today's celebration. But since I know that I am one of the few things standing between each of you and your ability to claim alumni status at The Ohio State University, I promise this speech will not be 15 minutes. This speech is actually going to be 45 minutes, so everybody just get comfortable. But seriously, this is such a special day for all of us as we pause to congratulate the class of 2018. As I look at this august gathering of students, faculty, staff, family members, and other well-wishers, I think back fondly to my own participation in farewell celebrations and ultimately graduation day. Once in Ohio Stadium in 1995 when I received my bachelor's degree, once in St. John Arena in 1997 when I received my master's degree, and once on the Oval in 2000 when I received my Juris Doctor degree. And as you sit here, if you're anything like me in that moment, then your minds have meandered down the road of everything it took and everything you sacrificed to get to this point. The guided calculations for scheduling classes, the countless late nights you spent studying for exams, myriad times that you waited until the 11th and a half hour to start a paper about which you were advised at the beginning of the semester. The rush of anxiety and adrenaline as you defended your research, analysis, and conclusions on matters that were meaningful to you. All of that angst, effort, frustration, disappointment, doubt, and insecurity has brought you to this day. Whether it's been 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or beyond, whether you are graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, or thank you laude. Somebody tell the Lord, thank you. You did it. And I am sure you were so busy doing it, the hard work, the sleepless nights, the commitment to community, the being socially conscious and engaged, or maybe just being social, that you sometimes did not allow yourself the luxury of embracing how fierce you are and how incredible amazing your life stories up to this point have been. So here is what I want the class of 2018 to do. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a moment to meditate on the magnitude of the mission you chose to accept. Now allow yourself to fall fully into the realization that not only was your mission possible, but you can now proudly proclaim that it is a mission accomplished. Give yourselves a hand for that. And it is against that backdrop that I'd like for us to ponder the theme for this year's event. Live your life, leave a legacy. In truth, that is a solemn and substantial directive. And candidly, it's the kind of impactful and grand pronouncement that one would expect to hear at this kind of event. During this time of year, we are inundated with speeches on consistent themes. Dream bigger, reach higher. There is nothing that you cannot achieve with continued hard work and perseverance. But we are now living in a cultural and political climate where grand pronouncements are formulated but not heard and not respected, or even respected and not advanced. You are graduating in a cultural climate where people say, accept, and believe that the systematic oppression of marginalized groups is a choice of the oppressed, with no assignment of responsibility or blame to the oppressor, and that the oppression and its residual and lingering consequences are capable of being changed and overturned based on free thought. Indeed, in The Miseducation of the Negro, Carter G. Woodson wrote, "The oppressor has always indoctrinated the weak with his interpretation of the crimes of the strong." So here is why it is important for you to understand the times in which you have matriculated successfully. Very soon, you will move from the familiarity of this environment into others that may intentionally misconstrue your intellect as arrogance, that may deliberately misidentify your passion as exclusion, and that may calculatedly misinterpret your accomplishment as a threat to the status quo. You stand now at an educational and/or professional crossroads and are casting your career and collegiate nets in unknown and untested territories. With those kinds of people, perils, predicaments, and pitfalls awaiting you, how can we expect you to live your life and leave a legacy? It's simple. Keep doing what you've already done. This defining moment is a shining and stellar example of how you live a life and leave a legacy. Commit to a goal. Overcome the difficulties associated with reaching that goal, and realize that goal to a successful conclusion. Living a life and leaving a legacy means that you are unafraid to ask the difficult questions, even when you are uncertain of the answers. It means that you will forge a path where none currently exists and walk through the valleys and vicissitudes of life with courage, grace, and dignity, even if you must endure those experiences alone. But how does what I'm saying look from a practical perspective? In contemplating my life after graduation and my professional path, there are constant themes that emerge, and my hope and prayer is that these real-world and practical pointers will assist you in continuing to live a life and leave a legacy. First, if you are going to live a life and leave a legacy, then always make your passion your profession. We are increasingly living in a society where one's level of success and worth is not measured by the impact that we have on our nuclear and extended communities, but by other fleeting and vain measures of achievement. How many followers and friends we have on social media? How often those friends and followers like, share, and retweet what we post? Or even how our financial standing gives us the ability to attain things. And so instead of making choices that are consistent with our purpose, we sometimes make choices in pursuit of popularity and the paper. That is the connections and the money that we believe will allow us to live the good life. But at what cost? When I went into private practice, the pay was amazing, and it allowed me to do things that my fresh out of law school paycheck could not even contemplate. And while I was great at what I did not feel that my work was making the kind of difference in my community that I wanted to make. And as the only Black female associate attorney in the entire firm, that's 6 offices in 2 different states, I didn't always feel welcomed, wanted, or appreciated. And that lack of fervor and zeal about my professional pursuits spilled over into every other area of my life. I would dread going to work and had to constantly give myself pep talks in order to push through each day. When you reach that point in your professional journeys, you are not living, you are just existing. And it's been said that you should never be so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Never allow your careers to become solely a means to an end that you satisfy out of compulsion and not out of genuine commitment. So what did I do? I decided to redirect my intellect and energy and find an opportunity that might cost me financially, but would fulfill me personally. And to echo the sentiment of Robert Frost, that decision to take a road less traveled truly made all the difference and led me to the great work that I'm honored to do and for which I have a deep and abiding devotion. Choosing your passion as a profession connects you with your purpose and ensures that you will have the kind of longevity that leads to the creation of legacy. The second pointer, if you are going to live a life and leave a legacy, then you must always lift as you climb. We are undoubtedly proud of the educational attainment and intellect that is reflected in the class of 2018. But let me be clear, your degree is not a pass to become high-minded and puffed up. It is a clear indicator of your responsibility to ensure that someone who looks just like you, who comes from the same circumstances from which you've come, and who is striving to face, fight, and defeat the same foes that you have conquered, has the ability and encouragement and information necessary to ensure that he or she can be sitting in a similar seat one day. It does not advance the history of us as a people if we are constantly singing the refrain of being the first in our particular professions or fields of study, especially if we aren't working to support the success of the second and the third and the fourth. Each of us in this room has stood, is standing, or will one day stand on someone else's shoulders. Each of us is the beneficiary of sacrifices made by someone who saw something in us that perhaps we did not see in ourselves. Each of us is living a life we could not have imagined because of a legacy of people at this university who, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., created a stone of hope out of a mountain of despair. Dr. Frank W. Hale Jr., Joyce Vaughn, Dr. Lee Jones, Teresa Drummond, Larry Williamson, Dean Robert Solomon, and the list goes on. Luke chapter 12, verse 48 reminds us that to whom much is given, of him much shall be required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. Each of you in the class of 2018 is now a member of the to whom much is given multitude. And it is now your obligation to make a difference in the lives of persons whom you may know and who may be watching you. Marian Wright Edelman said it best. We must not, in trying to think about how we can make a big difference, ignore the small daily differences we can make, which over time add up to big differences that we often cannot foresee. The third and final pointer, if you are going to live a life and leave a legacy, then you cannot quit. And why am I urging you to not quit? It is because there are times when you are pursuing and perfecting your purpose that the voices of dissenters and naysayers will attempt to drown out the memory of this day and will attempt to overwhelm your own personal declarations of greatness. There are some who will look at you and your stories and assume automatically that you are not intelligent enough, not capable enough, not poised enough, not insightful enough, not prepared enough, not enough of anything to do what you have been equipped and called and empowered to do. And the question you must ask yourselves in the moment that you are confronted with that ugly reality is this: will I allow someone who does not know me, who does not know what I've overcome, who does not understand the legacy of greatness on which I stand, who does not know whom I was created to be, to define me and to dictate who and what I will be? The acclaimed novelist, essayist, and poet Audre Lorde put it best: if you don't define yourself for yourself, you'll be crushed into other people's fantasies of you and be eaten alive. Psalms 118, verse 6 says it this way: the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? So today I admonish you, class of 2018, do not quit. You cannot quit because Sojourner Truth did not quit. Harriet Tubman did not quit. Mary McLeod Bethune did not quit. Hosea Williams and Congressman John Lewis did not quit. as they marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge more than 50 years ago in Selma, Alabama. Rosa Parks did not quit when she insisted that she would not move to the back of the bus. Malcolm X did not quit as he encouraged blacks to empower themselves politically, economically, and socially. President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama did not quit as they overcame insurmountable odds to make history and create legacy. Dr. Cynthia Turner did not quit. Dr. Ted McDaniel did not quit. Dr. Javon Adams Gaston did not quit. Dr. Valerie Lee did not quit. You cannot quit when you decide that you will not be defined by your struggle, imprisoned by your past, crippled by your calamity, or ashamed of your testimony. You will be positioned to lead the incredible life and create the indelible legacy for which you were purposed. God bless each of you, and thank you so much for allowing me to share in your special day. Go Bucks.
Can we please give another round of applause for Judge Krokop? We just want to thank you so much for your powerful words, and as we journey on into new stages in our lives, that was really appreciated. So now I would like to invite a staple of the Black community here at Ohio State, Mr. Larry Williamson, the director of the Frank W. Hale Jr. Black Cultural Center, and one of my favorite speakers on campus, to the podium.
Can I get a little bit of drumming here? You see, you got to let the words of the judge vibrate and feel the spirit. These things don't come easy. This is a African American farewell celebration, and we got to feel the spirit. Dr. J, could you join me? Dr. Moore, could you join me? And Dr. and Judge Kim Cockcroft, please come with us and join us. You see, I remember you in 1993, and 1995, and 2000, and you did make a difference. You see, we have a tradition here at Ohio State University, and that tradition is to place the highest honor on a person who made great accomplishments. So therefore, on behalf of the Ohio State University, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, Student Life, the National Pan-Atlantic Council, we would like to bestow the highest honor on you, and that's our Kente cloth. Everybody, please rise up with applause. As Judge Cockcroft, we salute you. We salute you. We salute you. Now, to explain the Kente cloth and shield, I have the pleasure of bringing you Mr. Leroy Risky, Jr.
Oh, boy. Chill out. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leroy Rixey Jr. I am a graduating senior studying criminology from New York, and I'll be presenting to you about the Kente Stole. The Kente Stole is one of the highest honors that we bestow within the African American community here at The Ohio State University. We recognize the various histories and intersections of identity that exist within the diaspora. The colors of the first stole, red, black, gold, and green, represent resilience and bloodshed, legacy of strong lineage and ancestry. riches, and wealth, a vibrant nation, land. The four colors in the second stole are representatives of the indigenous American Indian experience: yellow, red, black, and white, representative of the dawn of new day, inspiration, passion, heart, warmth, introspection, self-examination, and reflection, and the wisdom of our elders. Each stole has an Asante stool symbol on it. The Asante stool is representative of royalty and leadership. It is our hope that the graduates will take and represent these characteristics in their daily lives. I'll now give an explanation of the symbols on the African American Farewell Celebration Shield, which is also on the cover of your program booklet or program. First is the Ankh. The Ankh is one of the most familiar of Egyptian hieroglyphs. It resembles a Christian cross with a loop above the transverse bar. Theories on its origins are numerous and varied, ranging from sexual symbolism to the common sandal strap. Originally, the Ankh may have been a knot with some specific religious or mythical significance. While the origins of the Ankh may be obscure, the meaning is certainly clear: life. It is with this basic connotation that the sign is carried in the hands of many Egyptian deities. To the right of the Ankh is the Asante stool. As mentioned before, it represents status, power, and succession of chiefs and kings. Carved from single blocks, Asante or Ashanti stools traditionally have crescent-shaped seats, flat bases, and complex support structures, which exist in many designs with symbolic meaning. Most had specific names and designated users. Asante stools are spiritual as well as practical. They were understood to be the best seat of the owner's soul, and when not in use, were leaned against a wall so that other souls passing by would not settle on it. The name of the symbol below the Asante stool is Janae May, which means except for God. It denotes the supremacy of God. This unique and beautiful symbol is ubiquitous in Ghana. It is by far the most popular for use and decoration. It is a reflection on the deeply religious character of the Ghanaian people. Last is the graduation cap and certificate. Graduates at all levels of education usually wear caps, tassels, and gowns during commencement ceremonies. The history of the cap and gown dates back over 800 years to scholars in medieval Europe. During that time, everyone wore similar gowns that varied in color and style. As time went on, however, various traditions, professions, and religious orders began designing specific robes that members of those groups or organizations wore. Around this time, students and professors began organizing themselves to guilds, and three distinct groups emerged: the apprentices, bachelors of arts; the teachers, master of arts; and teachers who had completed postgraduate work, doctorates. The style of robes and dress became standardized as a gown with a hood. We salute you, we salute you, we salute you.
Within this graduating class, each student has fond memories, amazing friendships, and created or upheld some of OSU's most sacred traditions. We will now hear from one of our graduating seniors, Brooklyn McDaniels, who will offer parting reflections. Tomorrow, Brooklyn will be graduating with a degree in communication analysis and practice and a minor in legal foundations of society. She is also graduating cum laude from the College of Arts and Sciences. Post-graduation, Brooklyn has accepted a full-time position with the National Football League in the 2018 Junior Rotational Program. She will spend 2 years rotating among different functional departments within the NFL in New York City, Los Angeles, DC, and possibly London, England. Yeah, go ahead, clap for her. After the rotational program, Brooklyn plans to attend law school and ultimately pursue a career in entertainment law. Please give a warm welcome for Ms. Brooklyn McDaniels.
Good afternoon. Mothers, grandmothers, fathers, grandfathers, sisters, brothers, hey auntie, cousins, and friends, and a special good afternoon to the class of 2018. It is with great pleasure that I stand in front of this beautiful audience today and this immaculate graduating class of Black Buckeyes. My name is Brooklyn McDaniels, and I am from Pro Football Hall of Fame City, otherwise known as Canton, Ohio. I come before you today representing the Black Student Association, the Undergraduate Student Government, the Buckeye Leadership Fellowship Program, and Sphinx Senior Honorary. I am so thrilled to welcome you all into one of our many homes on campus, the Ohio Union. It is here where we meet, eat, think, perform, study, and ultimately thrive as Buckeyes at The Ohio State University. When I thought about speaking points for today's speech, there's so much I had to encompass. Growing up, my father taught me two very important life lessons: to never spend more money than you make, and to always have integrity. While I'm still working on the money lesson, I'm quite proud of the fact that I carry integrity with me everywhere that I go. Without the guidance, love, and support of my two brilliant parents, Janine and Jeffrey McDaniels, I couldn't have accomplished anything. I have to take a moment to thank them. Yes, thank you. I have to take a moment to thank them from the bottom of my heart, as well as my beloved grandparents and family members for being here this afternoon. For those of you who may not be familiar with Ohio State's leadership, I'd love to take another moment to emphasize that not only is our university president, Dr. Michael V. Drake, an African-American male, but our senior vice president of student life, Dr. Javon Adams Gaston, is a beautiful, beautiful Black woman and one of the strongest people that I know. Additionally, our Associate VP of Student Life and Dean of Students, Dr. Deandra Moule, is one of the most selfless individuals I've had the opportunity to meet. And that is not all. Our Chief of Police, Mr. Craig Stone, and our Deputy Chief of Police, Mrs. Kimberly Spears McNatt, are two incredible Black Americans ensuring the safety of students on campus every single day. Ohio State literally runs on Black excellence. In just 4 short years, I've experienced a roller coaster of events affecting myself and fellow Buckeyes, serving as a true test of integrity. Ohio State has successfully exposed us all to the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I like to refer to the class of 2018 as the class of first. We had the privilege of being the first ever class to launch our collegiate careers as college football playoff national champions. Just a few short months after stepping foot on campus, we were all in the Frank W. Hale Black Cultural Center singing Club Going Up on a Tuesday, and indeed, it was 12:01 a.m. on a Tuesday when we took the title. We were also the first class to attend this institution under the direction of the first ever African-American president of The Ohio State, Dr. Drake. His intentional leadership and 2020 vision has served as a catalyst toward excellent and inclusive education. It is also important to acknowledge some of the hardships that we've endured as a class. At the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, we were the students walking to class the morning after Tyree King was fatally shot and killed right here in Columbus, Ohio. And about 2 months later, on what must have been the most dreary day of 2017, we also got up and walked to class with the realization that Barack H. Obama would no longer serve as our charismatic, fearless president. It was during these dark times, in my experience as Black Student Association president, when I saw this community rally like never before. I witnessed our Buckeye community work cohesively to create an atmosphere on campus encouraging students to keep their heads up, to keep striving for success, and to never forget their purpose at Ohio State. One of the most admirable programs I've observed in my time on campus was the I Too Am America Inauguration Day 2017 celebration, hosted by the Multicultural Center. The ability to look past political circumstances and instill positivity and self-love on one of the toughest days in our lives was phenomenal, and it speaks to the outstanding individuals we have at this university. The group that we have all gathered here today to celebrate represents the cream of the crop, the brightest crayons in the Crayola box, and above all things, the product of our ancestors' wildest dreams. We are living proof that Black Buckeyes not only matter, but we also achieve. I am thrilled to be leaving Ohio State having developed a collegiate network of faculty, staff, and fellow student advocates that will continue long after my time here. Reflecting back on my freshman self, I could have never imagined the lifelong relationships and lessons I would gain from Ohio State. To my best friends, I would not be graduating if it weren't for you all letting me cry, complain, ask for advice, and giving me the best memories I could have ever imagined. Love you too. My dad told me that college would be the best 4 years of my life, and because of you all, he was exactly right. I cannot wait to visit Nashville, DC, Atlanta, and Dallas next year, and I look forward to you all coming to New York City. I could have never imagined meeting and engaging in conversation with the woman, the myth, the legend, Dr. Angela Davis at the annual MLK Day celebration. Who would have thought that I would be recognized as someone who was a who in Black Columbus, and most shockingly of all, had the opportunity to travel all the way to Cape Town, South Africa, to make an impact on a township of people whom I never met before through Buckeye Serve. Thank you. After graduation, I vow to represent the Buckeye community to my utmost ability and remain loyal to the firm sense of friendship I have cultivated over my 4 years. Ohio State is where I made invaluable discoveries about who I am as a Black woman in an ever-evolving, challenging society. I am beyond thankful for my imperfect experience at Ohio State that provided me the inner strength to prevail through any obstacle thrown my way. To OSU faculty, staff, mentors, and advisors, thank you all for challenging me and empowering me to learn much further than academics. Thank you all for all the times you've had my back over these 4 years and for always pushing me to be better. So again, mothers, grandmothers, fathers, grandfathers, sisters, brothers, aunties, cousins, and friends, thank you. For we would not be receiving our diplomas tomorrow in the Ohio Stadium if it weren't for you all guiding us, supporting us, and praying for us when we needed it the most. If there is something I wish to leave for the next class, it's to learn from our mistakes, to remain curious, and to take advantage of the innumerable opportunities provided by this institution. Your 4 or 5 years will fly. And to my class, the phenomenal graduating class of 2018, I challenge you all to embrace humility, to be proud, to go with grace, and to always have integrity. And remember that death alone can still destroy. Go Bucks. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooklyn. I would now like to invite Dr. Deandra Mall, Dean of Students and Assistant Vice President for Student Life, to present the awards for staff and student impact and special recognitions.
Good evening. Okay, I know that it's getting long, so I will wrap this up quickly, but we can never end the celebration of our graduates without also acknowledging the excellence that we've had within our student organizations and from our faculty. To begin, I would first like to say that it is my honor and privilege to present this year's Student and Staff Impact Awards. As we prepare to honor a few of our seniors, I would first like to acknowledge all of our students who've done so much in the university community. If you have been a part of a student organization or have led a student organization or created a student organization, would you please stand? We think it's very important to acknowledge that because Ohio State, you've heard the term Black excellence all throughout the ceremony, and literally that's what our students represent. We have had some of the most amazing students come through Ohio State's doors, and the class of 2018 is nothing less than that. So thank you all for all you've done to make the student experience extraordinary, to make my job amazing, and just to really help us to know why we're all here. To begin, I would like to start by presenting our first award, which is a Staff Impact Award. It is being awarded to one of the most committed, passionate, and brightest young leaders in our community. The impact that he began that he made began when he first joined the university community as a student, and he hasn't stopped in his desire to guide students and truly create an extraordinary student experience for all those he encounters. He serves as an assistant director for student life student activities, and even more than that, for students, he serves as an innovator, connector, role model, and mirror. Quante Taylor, would you please join us on stage? As you can tell, he's also one of the events organizers, so he gets a shout out for that as well, because he makes sure students get what they need. Quante's nominator states, Quante has impacted the Black community in many ways. As a constant mentor and supporter of our events and organizations, if you are a Black OSU student, chances are you know who Quante is. As advisor for the Black Student Association, his impact on the executive board as he coaches them to be their best versions of, coaches them to be the best versions of themselves is unparalleled. He continues to give his tough love and quirky life lessons that you find are extremely valuable as you navigate The Ohio State University. If you do not have the pleasure or opportunity of having a close relationship with Quante through being on the e-board for BSA, there are several other opportunities, whether it's a BSA trip, OUAB, or simply walking through the Ohio Union. He is deserving of this award because without him, our community would not have the connectedness to university resources, administration, or events that it currently possesses. He is the glue that helps keep the Black community connected among the students. Thank you, sir. Quante, I wasn't done, but you can just stop right there. Quante, due to your hard works and efforts on behalf of Black students at The Ohio State University, as well as your work in the community, we have chosen the Swahili word kungana, which means connector. You have been the glue that so many of our students have needed, and you have always given your all to the university and student life, and you have always been there when we needed you to create and deliver, and we honor you today with this award. Congratulations. Our next award is presented to a student who truly believes that service is the rent you pay for a living, as our recipient continually demonstrates through their work in the African American and university community and beyond. This is the OSU Graduate Student Impact Award. This student has served as treasurer, vice president, and president of the Black Graduate and Professional Student Caucus, graduate research associate for the Center for Higher Education Enterprise, graduate administrative associate for the Student Life Multicultural Center, the overall advisor for the 40th African American Heritage Festival, teaching associate for the Higher Ed and Student Affairs graduate program, and has truly, along the way, transformed the lives of the students he served. And this weekend, he will have earned his doctorate degree in higher education and student affairs. Come on up, Dr. Travers. Chris's nominators noted that Chris spends countless hours thinking of his students, their desires for programming, their development as leaders, and the larger outcome for the OSU and Black student community. Chris consistently leverages his understanding of the university's structures and his close relationships with other Black students and administration to pinpoint specific programs and supports the university can provide. For example, acting beyond his duties as a graduate student, as the overall advisor for Heritage Fest, Christopher pours his heart into his work by mentoring and guiding Heritage Fest holistically while also fundraising to the tune of over $60,000 last year. In order to make sure that students' creativity is not limited and instead inspires them to dream big and design not just programs, but also their own lives in ways that are both meaningful and fulfilling. I can say with confidence that each student that Chris works with, he values and respects, and his approach to teaching and leadership and his authentic style of care is unparalleled. Dr. Travers, due to your hard work and efforts on behalf of Black students at The Ohio State University, as well as your work and future in the academy, we have chosen the Swahili word kuhamasisha, which means to inspire. You have inspired, advocated for, and stood in the gap for so many, and we honor you today with this award. Congratulations. You are so. Our next award, the OSU Undergraduate Student Impact Award, is presented to an undergraduate student who embodies Black excellence through and through. She has served as president of her sorority and truly works to create Black women's spaces within the university community and beyond. She has created and led numerous programs during her undergraduate career, many of which have been recognized for their creativity and impact within the OSU landscape. Noelle Thompson, will you please join me on the podium? Noelle's nominator wrote, Noelle pushes students to think deeply about their ideas regarding how they are going to work, how they find funding, what is the feasibility of a project, and if the idea will last in the future. She is worthy of this award because she is a humble leader who always seeks to improve people's lives without being authoritarian or rude. She utilizes each person's strengths to help build them into impactful leaders on and off campus. She is genuine, passionate, driven, and innovative, and we are lucky to have had her as a part of our university community. Noelle, your community honors you for your leadership and service. Today, we have chosen the Swahili word kuvubua, which means innovator. To all, thank you for all your work on campus, for encouraging others to serve as well, and for always shining as a true example of what it means to be a servant leader. Thank you and congratulations. Our second undergraduate student impact award winner, starting his freshman year, decided to jump head first when it comes to serving the community. While it is said that some people either sink or swim, he found a way to not only swim, but come in first place. As the BSA South Campus ambassador, it was his goal to bring together all students as there seemed to be a divide his freshman year. He then went on to become the president of BSA, the Black Student Association, implementing signature programs that are still continuing today. He is a young scholar and has served in over 6 different student serving positions within the scholarship program. Because as he once told me, I just want to give to students what someone gave to me. He is also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, where he served as chapter vice president while simultaneously serving as the president of the National Pan-Hellenic Council. During his tenure in the presidency of MPAC, he reincarnated one of the organization's signature events, the Step Show, and executed it with the highest caliber one could ask for. In fact, it will now be a university signature event. Again, it will be funded by the university. Along with sitting on many different executive boards, he also finds time to work with local nonprofits to bring students to campus, allowing them to get a glimpse of college life. Jonathan Tasigi, would you please join me at the podium? And again, we have here yet another example of Black man excellence. Yanni, you have, without question, served your community every step of the way. Today, we have chosen the Swahili word kuuntamika, which means to serve. You have led and created, and of greatest importance, you have given your talents to ensure your peers have had the opportunity to have an amazing and extraordinary student experience. You have, without question, served. Congratulations and well done. Good job. And our final award of the evening, the one thing we always talk about at Ohio State, we have the best and brightest students. You've heard of students who are graduating with GPAs of 3.89 and they've done half the things that we've had to offer on campus. You have those who are the first to graduate with research distinction in their areas. We just run the gamut of excellence in this class. For the Ohio State University Black community, it is very important that we honor not only the excellence when they've served outside the classroom, but also for what they've brought into the classroom. So every year we award our Eminence Academic Distinction Award, which it goes to the highest GPA earned student in the class of 2018. This year, and we waited till today to make sure that we had it all figured out. This student is graduating with a 3.958 GPA. In case you didn't, I just want to know what she got a B in, because obviously there was one B in this career. So she's amazing. Ms. Paige Bennett, would you please join us on stage? She got to be in nursing class. She doesn't even remember it. It's fine. So today, Paige, we would like to honor you. She has to go. You don't even have to study anymore. Where are you going? You're done. You're done. We would like to honor you for your academic excellence, your commitment to the community, and today you are receiving the Eminence Academic Distinction, which has been named the MSOMI Award, which means excellence. Thank you for your academic achievement, and we know that you will go far in life. Congratulations and well done. Congratulations, darling. Okay, I will now turn it back over to Kamaria. And thank you. Can we give all of our award winners a round of applause again? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moll, and can we have another round of applause for the 2018 Impact Award winners? So we want to take this opportunity to honor and thank those who have not only guided, mentored, supported, and challenged us, but more importantly, helped us grow closer to our legacy throughout our lives and time here at OSU. Would all the families and friends of our graduates please rise? Without you, we would not be standing here. So thank you for your time, your dedication, and legacies of love. At this time, please welcome Dr. Todd Suddeth, Executive Director of the Student Life Multicultural Center, and Dr. Simone Drake, Chair of the Department of African and African American Studies. Thank you.
All right, good evening. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our 2018 graduating class. Our order of presentation commences with all of our students receiving doctorates, masters, and last but certainly not least, baccalaureate degrees. Graduates in the first row, and okay, they already got up. Never mind. Brittany Bailey, Doctor of Philosophy in Biostatistics. Kay Copton, Doctor of Philosophy in Comparative Studies. Kirsten Smith, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Policy and Leadership. Christopher Travers, Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education and Student Affairs. Carolina Inspires Bennett, Master of Art in Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies. Deanna Benson, Masters of Science in Social Work. Tierra Bostic, Masters of Social Work. Deanna Bridgeforth, Masters of Social Work. Vanessa Burnett, Masters of Human Resource Management in Fisher College of Business. Jasmine Douglas, Masters of Science in Civil Engineering, College of Engineering. Shalea, Masters of Social Work. Devontae Haynes, Masters in Social Work. Jamira Holmes, Masters of Social Work. Kelsey Lane Hopkins, Masters of Social Work and Masters of Public Administration. Shauna Lindsay, Masters of Architecture.
Nia Patterson, Masters of Human Resource Management. Bart Ridgel, Masters of Science in Civil Engineering. Victor Rodriguez, Masters of Arts in Higher Education and Student Affairs, graduate minor in Public Policy, summa cum laude. A lot on there. Morgan Aaron, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, Finance. Faria Abdi, Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, minor in Global Public Health. Maisha Alexander, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, magna cum laude. Grace Aze Nabor, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, double specialization in Marketing and Economics, magna cum laude. Shayla Baker, Bachelor's of Arts in Strategic Communication. Antika Ballard, Bachelor's of Science in Hospitality Management. Trayvon Barnes, Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science with nonprofit minor. Capricia Bell, Bachelor's of Science in Biology. Paige Bennett, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, summa cum laude. Samantha Benyon, Bachelor's of Science in Material Science and Engineering, minor in Spanish. Okay. Nia Booker, Bachelor's of Science in Industrial Systems Engineering, minor in Legal Foundations of Society. Taylor Bostic, Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology and a minor in Public Health. Tashina Broadnax, Bachelor's of Art in Psychology. Natalie Brooks, Bachelor's of Science in Public Health, cum laude. Tavion Brown, Bachelor's of Science. Bachelor's of Science in Human Development and Family Science, pre-med. Brianna Brown, Bachelor's of Art in Psychology. Imani Caleb Caldwell, Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Clovetta Callender, Bachelor's of Science in Education, cum laude. Mohammed Kamara, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration and Bachelor's of Science in International Relations. Justin Carter, Bachelor's of Science in Social Work. Lenice Chapman, Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology. Sterling Clemens, Bachelor's of Science in Public Policy Analysis, specialization in Education Policy, history minor. Deja Cole, Bachelor's of Science in Social Work, cum laude. Jennifer Coleman, Bachelor's of Science in Education and Human Ecology. Nia Coleman, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, cum laude. Christian Collins, Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science. Candice Cooper, Bachelor's of Science in Social Work with Honors Research Distinction. Jawan Copeland, Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry. Satara Corley, Bachelor's of Arts in Criminology. Jawan Davila Love, Bachelor's of Arts in Strategic Communication. Jasmine Davis, Bachelor's of Science in Engineering. Imani Davis, Bachelor of Arts in Film Studies and Theater, cum laude. Kayla Devan, Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. Darnell Dees, Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, Marketing.
Amari Dryden, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, specialization in accounting, minor in leadership studies. Selena Dunbar, Bachelor of Arts in Strategic Communication, minor in business, magna cum laude. Elena Durden, Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, cum laude. Iman Eaton, Bachelor of Science in Fashion and Retail Studies. Kiera Edwards, Bachelor's of Science in Early Childhood Education. Manel El Haba, Bachelor of Science in Public Health, College of Public Health, cum laude. Aaron Evans, Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Dance, cum laude. Marianne Fall, Bachelor of Science in Finance and Real Estate, Fisher College of Business. Ramel Farrell, Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. Jamari Figueroa, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Studies with a specialization in education. Richard Flowers, Bachelor of Science in Sports Industry and Management, specialization in Public Relations and Sociology. Taylor Ford, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Science, pre-med with a minor of biology. Amira Fruits, Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, minor in Legal Foundations of Society, cum laude. Faith Gamble, Bachelor of Arts, New Media and Technology, Communications. Amaria Gardner, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Service. Austin Garrett, Bachelor of Arts in Economics, College of Arts and Science. Janaea Green, Bachelor of Arts in Public Affairs and Journalism, College of Arts and Science. Rayan Hamadanata, Bachelor of Arts, African American Studies, Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies, minor in Chemistry. Beatrice Hannon, Bachelor of Science in Education and Human Ecology. Mildred Henderson, Bachelor of Science in Logistics. Elizabeth Hernandez, Bachelor of Criminology, the College of Arts and Sciences. Zaid Hightower, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, College of Arts and Sciences. Lauren Hitchens, Bachelor of Science in Social Work. Melvin Gregory III, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, College of Arts and Sciences. Sinquan Haney, Bachelor of Science, Applied Physics. Kia Holt, Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences. Ariel Hooks, Bachelor of Arts, Political Science, and in African American Studies, magna cum laude. Kyra Howard, Bachelor of Science in Social Work. Michael Huff, Bachelor of Arts and Sciences in Social Work. Santiera Hudson, Bachelor of Arts in Strategic Communications, College of Arts and Sciences. Uchenna Itani, Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, cum laude. Cameron Jackson, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, cum laude. Shakoya James, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Aubrey Jenkins, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Sciences. Arlene Joaquin, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Ariana Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Sciences. Kyla Johnson, Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience, specialization in Behavior and Systems. Dominique Johnson, Bachelor of Arts in Public Affairs and Journalism, minor in Media Production and Analysis. Saprisa Jones, Bachelor of Arts, New Media and Technology,